Flosstube. Hello. It's Julie in Stitches 16. Do you remember me? It has been almost a year. I am so sorry. It was 2025, and that's all we have to say about that, right? Don't let the door hit you in the ass. Oh, I'm so happy to be back and to come and spend some time with everybody. Today is going to be a WIP Parade, a complete reset, a new beginning. It's 2026. I just looked back and my first video was on January 2nd, 2023. So today is my 3-year Flosstube anniversary. Even if it's been 11 months since my last Flosstube, we're going to count it. We're counting it. And you should count it too, no matter what you did or did not accomplish this year, because it has been one. It's been a decade. And here we go, 2026, mindfulness. It is really good to be back. I am completely unscripted. I have no notes. I just have my new planner. I'm not showing you the cover at all. With a WIP list that I went through all my WIPs the last couple of days. I wrote down what was coming with me. I UFO'd quite a few. They no longer serve me. And my mantra this year is just say no. If it no longer brings you joy, just I have the patterns, I have the flosses, I can always come back to them. I put 3 WIPs in timeout, so I left the materials sort of with them. Maybe I'll come back to them someday, maybe I won't. They're taking a timeout. And I did something else too. One WIP. What did I call it? Here we go. Welcome to the shit show. This is my channel. We'll go back to my old planner. This is going to be more of a conversation than an actual structured Flosstube. Oh, I'm going to restart one. Because the fabric just wasn't serving me anymore. For those of you that are finding me during WIP Parade season, yay, WIP Parade season. I am Julie in Stitches 16. I have been a stitcher for decades, and I'm not just talking about 2025, the decade that was. I'm talking about actual decades. You'll see my oldest WIP is from 1991, so that tells you how long and gives away my age. I'm also a knitter, a crocheter, and a purveyor of collecting other hobbies and may or may not ever do them. I've dabbled in beading, I've punch needled, I've macrameed, you know, sometimes it's I fly by the seat of my pants. And for those of you that are returning, hi friends and hi new friends, welcome. This is I am accepting of everyone, no matter your walk, whatever your life, the walk you're taking in this life. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try not to spend too much time babbling. And I'm not editing. What you see is what you get. I will have to pause, and I have my boxes of WIPs are going to be very precariously balanced next to me so that you don't see piles and piles on camera, but I should take a drink of water before I get started. You should take a drink of water too. So after my reset for 2026, I landed on, I have 66 WIPs. For those of you that are returning, you will know that is a very reasonable number of WIPs for Julie. I think I've rode above 80 or 90, close to 100 for quite some time now. And I got it down to 66. And I'm hopeful, I'm not making plans or goals, but I'm hopeful in 2026 to really try to finish things more often than start, and choose things that I want to be very intentional and mindful going forward. Also with my channel, just quickly, this is just a WIP Parade today. I'm not going to show you any finishes from 2025 or all of the amazing, amazing gifts that I've gotten from amazing friends and good humans. And I'd spent a lot of time with a lot of wonderful people and made some lifelong best friends in the Stitchy community along the way. The next episode I do will be a recap of all that fun stuff and some more progress if I stitch. But I'm also going to include my other hobbies and crafts, knitting and crochet, which has kind of been my go-to lately. It's very comfortable. I've been reading a ton. I think I read 58 or 58 books in 2025. That has been my escape from reality and the comfort to my soul. Is picking up a book and escaping to another reality, and or reading nonfiction to help me remember history and try to understand how we got to where we are. I'm not going to dwell on that. We all know about 2025. Okay, so let's get into the WIP Parade. Here we go. First, from the 90s, the decade we all know, love, and remember, we have from the Endangered Youngins. Oh, by the way, nothing is ironed. I literally said I'm doing this now after I did my reset so that I can do it and I can return to you, and here I am. From the Endangered Youngin book, and yep, nope, I probably do not have it marked. By designs by Gloria and Pat. Every single time I show these, I say that I have hopes and dreams of, that's not the right one. I have hopes and dreams of someday stitching all of the Endangered Youngins. I have 2 books full. There's a 1 and a 2, and I just pulled 2 and I needed 1. Here it is. I am working on the cheetah still 4 decades later. Oh, these poor cheetahs. Someday they'll be born and meet their mother. They're almost there. They're crowning. They're almost delivered. Here is the cheetah. This is 2/2 with the called for DMC, or 2/1, I'm sorry, on 14 count Ada. The only thing that was available to me in the late 80s and early 90s when I really dove headfirst into cross stitch. This is it. This Ada is as old as I'm telling you that it is, but I love them. Tons of back stitching, as was the case. So my goal is to touch those adorable creatures at least once a year. At least once a year. The next oldest WIP is my hashtag motif a week. For those of you that have participated and have shared your projects with me, it continues. I am continuing it this year. I kept up this year. I may have gotten a few weeks behind. I always caught up at the end of the year, knowing the busyness of holiday season and kids coming home from college, etc. I got ahead and finished the year out. This is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. Oh, it will be quite the accomplishment and the joy of my life to finally be finished with that. Maybe even this year. I said last year I miscounted. I didn't have enough motifs. So hopefully this year, because here is where I am. And I wish that I could remember where I was at the beginning of the year, but I believe I was over here, so I did all of that must equal 52 motifs. I think I also did some down here. I think I officially, I mean, I'm all the way across the pages for the top now. So I just got to finish that tree in the middle and finish across the bottom. And I am changing the quote in the middle. So I have to chart that. And I believe I've settled on something. But do not ask me to remember right now. Maybe next time I will have notes and I will share that with you. Oh, next. Oh, we all live in a yellow submarine. This poor submarine has been submerged for quite some time. Since February 8th of 2022 to be exact. Oh, this poor submarine's going on 4 years without coming up for air. Blackbird Designs. There is still a stitch along, right, Stephanie? Stephanie and Cross Stitch the Globe and I started a stitch along for the Blackbird Design Beetles patterns. Hashtag Fab for Fan Sale. I have no idea what's going on with hashtags on Instagram. Do we use them? Do we not? Can we search by them? I don't know, but I say just do it. If you want to do it, do it. Uh-oh. I have 2 needle minders and they're sticking together. Here is where I am on Yellow Submarine. I believe what keeps me from gravitating towards this as much as I should to just get it done 4 years later is that it is 2/1 on a 14 count Aida. And I am no longer, nor have I been for quite some time, a 2-strand of floss stitcher. I am a 1/2 or a 1/1 gal. But do I object to it? Absolutely not. You do you. You do you always. Everybody do you. I am also adding words, and I think I was also stuck on what to do about how to incorporate the words in the, so it's going to say sky of blue, sea of green. I had started the border down here. I'm not sure if I'm going to rip that out. I mean, really, if I just did sky of blue, sea of green without that top and bottom border, I could be finished. Maybe I will be. Maybe that's what I'll do. Oh. Decision making is oftentimes made on Flosstube as I'm talking it through and sharing with you. Then I make decisions and then I don't remember them. So somebody has to remind me. That's why I'm talking to you about it. Next, Be Kind to All That Live. This was from April of 2022. This is from the Cross Stitch for the Earth book by Emma Congdon. I always mispronounce that. I'm still mispronouncing that. I am so sorry, Emma. Earth Day. And I did bring this out on Earth Day this year and last year and said, just keep going, and then I move on to something different. Oh. Be kind to all that live. Oh, you would like to see a picture, I'm imagining. Here is what the pattern will look like when it is completed. This is being done on... Do I have a card? I do not. I believe this is a 16 count. No, it is not. Yes, it is. It's an 18 count. An 18 count Aida by Fortnite Fabrics. They no longer die. I'm so sorry. I wish they did. And I did a complete sulky conversion. So I am doing this 1/1 on 18 count Aida with sulky thread, with the conversion I came up with on sulky threads, and I love it. I would love to have this done and finish it, and that's what we say about all our WIPs, right? So it will definitely come out again on Earth Day. It has become my Earth Day stitch, but I would also like to stitch many of the patterns in this amazing book for Earth Day and every day. Every day is Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day. For those of you that know me, you know that. So let's get that one done, shall we? Okay, flowers in the window. When I was returning to cross stitch and Flosstube was a thing, and I thought, ooh, how fun. I started watching a Flosstuber by the name of Kaylee Cross Stitch, and she loves to stitch teeny tiny, like teeny tiny as in 52 count over 1. And I love anything in miniature. Love, love, love miniature things. Someday a hobby in my future is to have a miniature dollhouse or a miniature house of some sort with little miniature animals and little miniature books on little miniature bookshelves. So this is Stone Street Stitchworks Flower in the Window. This was a free pattern, so you can see it, but that's okay. And this is being done on a piece of 56 count even weave, which you cannot get anymore. I don't think you can. I don't think you can get any more. I haven't stitched in a while, but even to stitch over 2 on 56 count even weave would be a joy. So Swigert, if you ever listen to me, if you ever find me, can you start making this again? So this is, though, 56 count over 1. Over 1. Right light, right eye temperament for the day. Using Almond M&M's silk in the colorway Rosé. And this is her finer silk. So again, I have not stitched on this past year. I just didn't stitch as much as I would have liked, and also I need the right light and, again, the right eye temperament. My eyes have to tell me that it's okay. But it's still, I kept it in the rotation because, by golly, I am going to finish that. To say that I finished an entire 56 count over 1. Okay. Oh, one of my favorite stitches of all time. One of my favorites ever. I love peace signs. I love peace. Who doesn't love peace, right? Let's have some more of that. Let's have some more peace. This is Quaker Peace by Bygone Stitches. There's a plethora of peace sign. It says peace. This is being done on, again, this was in my era. This was also a 2022 start. I was in my era of tiny stitching. 25 count, 1 over 1 Fortnite fabric again. So you cannot get it in the colorway Granite. That might not be right. Maybe this is Forbidden Fiber Co. Granite, 25 count. Lugana, even weave. 25 count, 1 over 1. You can see maybe somewhere where I did the so I changed the colors. This is like a darker navy, and I'm transitioning into a cooler blue teal color. If I show you, it will make more sense. This is, so the main darker color is Brennan Needle from Canada. The colorway Old Hag, which they changed the name of this. I believe it's Witch something. And then this is Classic Colorwork Rain Shower. So those are my 2 contrasting colors for this pattern, and I love the color blue. And I am going to love this again when it's done, if it's ever done. It lived to see another year, though, by golly. It lived to see another year. I'm not saying bags, but this bag actually is a fun story. This is a bag that I won from Justine and Shelley from Welcome Stitchery, who I have the pleasure of seeing quite a few times in the last couple of years, and they are as good of humans as they portray themselves to be on Flosstube. I won a giveaway when they were brand new Flosstubers, and Shelly actually made this bag. So thanks, Shelly. Okay, Birds from Bernhard's Books in August of 2022. Modern folk embroidery. Jacob, we know him, we love him. Usually, if I go on a vacation or somewhere, anywhere, I will take this because it's in a small, compact type of package, and it is monochrome stitching 1/2. I believe this to be, so sorry, I should be getting out 40 count, and this is a Nicholas Flamel fabric. You can find him on Etsy. I think he still dyes. I am not sure. He is in Hungary. And it didn't have a name because his fabrics usually come in packs, so I wouldn't know the name of the specific one. And monochrome stitching done with Live and Dye LA in the colorway Nebula. And I enjoy how that variegated floss, you can see it, is working out. So someday I will keep taking it with me everywhere I go and putting a strand in as I have time, if I have time. Again, like I said, no definitive plans for 2026. I really found joy this year in doing what kept me calm and comfortable. So if that was knitting, I knit. If that was crochet, I crocheted. If that was cross stitch, I cross stitched. If that was just reading, I read. If that was sitting on my couch and mindlessly watching TikTok videos, that's what I did. If that was making sourdough bread, that's what I did. I fell down the sourdough rabbit hole this year, and still going, because it's good stuff. All right, next we have Ink Circles, Dog's Declaration, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Squirrels, which is definitely my dog's mantra, both of them. Even though Ringo can't really hear very well anymore, if Lucy the lab takes off after a squirrel, Ringo is sure to follow. I did touch this. Oh, look, see, I still have a thread. I did touch this year, and I didn't even finish the thread. This is what I have done. Oh, I am so sorry about the wrinkles. Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Squirrels. And I did touch this in 2025 at least one day. What am I doing this on? I am doing this on the called for, actually, I remember this. Picture This Plus Tycho, 40 count, and with the called for Beldani. I am, however, changing some of the color of the dogs as they appear to match our current and past furry family members. Okay. Oh, how did I skip? Hold on. That was a 2023. That was actually my birthday start in 2023. I don't know. These must have gotten mixed up because I skipped right over Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry Fields was still in 2022. It appears that it was almost the end of 2022 on 12/29/2022 that I started this. Strawberry Fields Forever, Blackbird Design, another one of their Magical Mystery Tour series patterns, paying tribute to the Beatles. I am a huge Beatles fan. I love them, I love them. Here is where I am at. I did change a couple of the colors. That bird is more blue. I think one of the threads that I got, I did a conversion to Victoria Clayton silks. yes, Vicki Clayton conversion HDF silks, and one of the it was like more of a steel gray if I remember correctly, so I changed it out. But here are I always joke around and say that I'm just gonna put a ring of her silks in front of me so I can use it as a stress toy during the day because they're so soft. They're so soft. They're so nice. They're so nice. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay. Oh, and the fabric is Antique Sampler Collection. Again, Nicholas Flamel 40 count. So I believe this is probably the same cut as Birds from Bernhard's books. The Bee from the BB by the MFE. Oh, put the pattern in the bag, or alas, we will have another mess after I just got organized. Okay. Then, previous to Dog's Declaration, in the year 2023, I started a temperature chart. We moved to our current house in October of 2022, so 2023 was our first full year here. So I wanted to do a temperature stitch. And Christy from Christy's Corner Needleworks designed this amazing bird temperature pattern, which I did not finish. Thus, it's a WIP. It's in my WIP Parade. January, February, March, April, May. So I got to May. So I still have an Excel spreadsheet with temperatures from most of that year, and you can always find the historical data. So I'm not giving up on this. If I could do a bird a week again, just a bird a week, and get some progress. Another motif a week. Maybe I should make myself have 2 this year, and a forest screw and temperature birds. We will see. They don't take long. They're so tiny. I am doing, if I remember right, the high temperatures in all. Look at all this thread that I have tied up. Free the floss. That's what felt good about UFOing. I freed so much floss. Night Stalker's Calling. Big fan of their colorways. And then the lows are just DMC. I love that. I love those bright. That's very neon. Very bright colors. The sun is finally out today in central Wisconsin. It just kept snowing and snowing and snowing and snowing. And I think that's what I have energy today. That's what helped me decide to film, because the sun is out. Vitamin D, even though it is freezing outside and I'm not going to go to like expose enough skin to absorb or make vitamin D, it is outside and it makes me happy. The birds are coming to the feeders. Okay. Next is the Woodpecker by Cottage Garden Sampling. Started in February of 2023. This was a Year in the Woods series, their first series, and now there is a whole nother series, which I am getting monthly from Abby at Top Knot. And I'm still not finished with one of the first series. That's okay. That is okay. Here is where I am on the woodpecker. I do have pileated woodpeckers that come to my feeders almost daily. For a while, I was pulling this out every time I saw one come to eat. And I fell off that train. But I will get back to this. I'm paying homage to my friends. I believe I'm using most of the called for flosses for this one, and maybe a couple substitutions of my own. I'm notorious for not using called for and doing what I want. The fabric was Forbidden Fiber Company Granite 40 count linen, so 1/2. And if you have questions, concerns, thoughts, please feel free to reach out to me. I am also Julie in Stitches 16 on Instagram. You can find me there. You can message me. You can leave a comment here. You can message me here. I believe my email is also in my About on YouTube. I will check that when I'm done, so you could also email me if you would like. These are all falling over. Pause. Okay. In the library, yes, Mojo Stitches, that is next. And I am sorry, I did not know I had that light on, so if that was a distraction, I just turned it off. I think the sun is shining, so the light is good right now. In the library, Mojo Stitches. Oh, I love this pattern. I started this and then did like a casual stitch along with Laura from Laladi Stitches, and Laura has finished this. I beg of you to go look at her beautiful finished piece. It is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous pattern, as is most everything by Mojo Stitches. I would like to finish this so that I can, oh, actually I do have another Mojo Stitches WIP to come, but there are so many of hers that I would like to do. Here is my progress. I did pull this out this year during Banned Books Week. I do have a very informal future endeavor to stitch more book related patterns so that I can hang them. We could open our own library. So when my husband builds my fantasy bookshelves, I would like to have pieces to put up in between books. This is using the delectable Cottage Garden threads, called for colors. Oh, I can't say enough good things about them. Not only amazing floss, but very good humans. Exceptionally good humans. Okay. Night Walked Down by the Blue Flower. Hopefully. Janine's another one. I love all of her patterns. All of them. I could stitch every single thing she puts out. I have a very hard time not buying them all the instant I see them. But alas, I think I have 2 of hers on the go, and I need to finish, 2023. I just get stuck in borders, and that's why I started working inward. So what I need to do is eat my vegetables and then have dessert a little bit and work my way across. This is done on Flannel Flower 40 count by Fox and Rabbit. And if I remember correctly, I chose my own adventure for the flosses. Some are called for, and some I've just picked from stash because that's what I do. That's what I do. That is what I do. I like to rebel. I don't like to go with the flow. I like to do my own thing. Part of the creativity for me in this craft is being creative. So I like to change things up. I like to substitute. I like to use what I have. I've been very intentional about that this last year and going forward. I am very privileged to have a large stash of cross stitch accoutrement, Fanny, and other craft and hobby supplies. So I also like to give to all the people in need right now, families that are really hurting and need our help. So I don't need more. I need to help them more. So I have the privilege of being able to do that, and I need to be mindful of that. Right, Chris and Jamie? Okay, next is Sing a Sampler. This is by Silver Creek Samplers. This is the whole series of Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. When you know the notes to sing. I am doing this on a smaller count, if I remember correctly. Oh, I should have probably ironed some of these for you. 46 count fiber on a whim, cream and sugar. Roxy Flosstube conversion. So I ordered their threads. Roxy Flosstube Evertotes in Canada. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous threads. And here we are. I have dough and Ray done. So I need to move on to Mila Fast. Okay, I'll stop singing. The rest of the notes to sing. I need to move on to the rest of the notes to sing. Because again, this was March of 2023. Next is, ooh, Carolyn Manning. Hi, Carolyn. I had the amazing opportunity to meet Carolyn at Welcome Stitchery in Blue Earth, Minnesota. She came with the trunk show to Welcome Stitchery, and she is more than I expected her to be. She is an amazing human. We had great conversations. She is so lovely, so nice. And I am truly honored to call her my friend. Pipevine Swallowtail by Carolyn Manning. Just another Manning Monday. Sarah, should we get back to that? Should we get back to Manning Monday? So I can finish this and move on to another one. Here is my progress on Pipevine Swallowtail. And I am doing this on a 40 count ornament cut that I got from Number 12 Stitch Co. there in Australia. And I chose my own flosses, again, that are very close in color to what Carolyn has called for. She usually calls for DMC. There are a couple variegated. I thought it added a little something, something. Added a little something, something. I got to spend a few hours stitching with friends yesterday. Thank you again, Jamie, Chris, and Lily. Blurry Lily. And I think that also, like, really got me motivated to share with you. All right, Hummingbird Sampler. 8/7/23 was started after my friends Sarah, Nithya, and Miriam and I got together and had our very first Needle Minders retreat, the Quad City Needle Minders, we call ourselves. We all live in Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and then that was kind of a central meeting place for us, was the Quad Cities. And this was a pattern gifted to me by Sarah, and she knows how much I love birds, especially hummingbirds. I love all birds, but hummingbirds are very special to me. And here is my progress. Now come on, that's an easy finish, right? Monochrome. 40 count, again, Number 12 Stitch Co. in the colorway Sea Mist, and I am using Dinky Dyes in the colorway Pine for the floss. Hummingbird Sampler, sorry, by Heart and Hand. Next, Fine Estate. This was started on 8/8/2023, so one day later. I think I got home. I had went to Witchery Stitchery in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin for the first time on my way to the Quad Cities and on my way home. She had some old work basket patterns that my friend Miriam and I collect. So I stopped back to see if I had missed any, because her store is, and it's a day-long adventure of paging through patterns, and it's an amazing shop. She's a lovely, lovely person. Oh, you'd like to know what this is before I show you. This is A Fine Estate by Alexandra Adelaide. These are deceptively larger than what they appear to be. The stitch count on this is 217 by 162, so not enormous, but still large. She had a model of this on the wall that took my breath away, done on a green, and I could not find a green that I liked in my stash at the time, so I dyed my own 22 count Ada or Hardanger. Yeah, so it's dyed by me. This is a me dye, and that is my progress. It's going to be gorgeous. The colors just pop, and I am using the called for DMC. So this one made the cut. There's no way I'm giving up on plants or birds. Usually. Oh, this is one I kind of hemmed and hawed about. We'll see. We'll see. I looked at it and then I was like, it might go in the restart pile. It might go in the restart pile. This is Have the Lamb Stop Screaming by the Witchy Stitcher. I live very near, like very near, the birth and death place, or the birthplace, he didn't die here, but of Ed Gein. So Silence of the Lambs is a little, you know, they modeled Hannibal Lecter off of Ed Gein. So I'm, you know, to pay homage to the fact that I lived near. In fact, a friend of my dad's was a sheriff at the time in a neighboring county and was part of the arrest and investigation. Fun fact. This is where I am. This fabric is what stops me. So a restart would probably help me to want to stitch on this. Choose My Own Adventure for floss. I can't find the card. This is, oh brother, we know what this fabric is. You guys can probably tell me. Haunted? No. Okay, can't remember the fabric name, but this is Lila Studio, or yeah, the Halloween Quaker. This is the called for that I got for that, and I didn't like it because it was too dark, and I thought it would work perfect for this, but I really am not enjoying. I believe a 46 count. I can't find the card. The bag that I have this in, though, I made. And I used another Silence of the Lambs piece that I finished. I can't remember who the designer was of this one. And incorporated it into the bag. And I like it a lot. So it was perfect matchy-matchy. Okay. Ooh. Lots of people are jumping on the pub train, and I love seeing it. Started in September of 2023. We have a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. I saw a model of this at Lynn's in Madison, Wisconsin. And they had done it on a green fabric so that you don't have to stitch all that darn background. And I thought, what a splendid idea. Sounds good to me. So I got me a big old cut of a yard of Nicholas Flamel Tomas. This is a Testy Ouvreville. 40 count, and I am using the Vicky Clayton silk conversion again. Let's just get them out so that we can pet them for a minute, and it is going to be gorgeous. I know that Evertotes now has a pub colorway that you can get specifically for this. I mean, you can use it for other things too, obviously, but for this pattern. So, and it's gorgeous. I have not watched Flosstube very much at all in quite some time, but I did catch the Welcome Stitchery ladies, Justine and Shelly, yesterday or the day before, and Shelly got a piece of the fabric from Evertotes, and she is going to start it, and it's a beaut. It's a beaut, Clark. It is a beaut. Enchanted Forest, Owl Forest Embroidery, also in September of 2023. Do not have a picture of this because I keep forgetting to take the box top off the kit and put it in this bag so I can show you for a couple of years now. So I just have the packet, the big pattern packet that comes with their kit. I am not using their fabric, however. I am using a 40 count Beef Stitch Me in hot cocoa. I will insert a picture of the pattern here so you can see it. And here it is. This obviously has a lot of motifs, so I will be most likely, I thought about UFOing this one because it's just been hanging out for a while. I do love it. When I finish Anna Forrest Grew, I believe that I will transition this into my Motif a Week project. And that's how we're going to get it done. I am using the Owl Forest threads that came with the kit. I am not sure about ordering or obtaining Owl Forest stitchy goodness at this time. If you can, if you can't, how that works. I know that I have bought digital patterns though from them, so you can still get patterns. I don't know about kits and floss and those things though, so I'm not going to speak to that. I would encourage you to check their website. Okay. Frolicsome and Mirthful, the Artsy Housewife. Nithya, Sarah, Miriam, and I started a artsy fartsy sale. Did you guys finish? Because I did not. October of 2023. Oh geez, pattern first. I'll get it by the end of the video. This was Frolicsome and Mirthful. It's actually 2 patterns in one. 2 for 1. I'm hoping to do them both. I just love infrequently used words and vocabulary. I like to throw oft-used words and non-oft-used words into my speech pattern from time to time. So Frolicsome and Mirthful hit my soul. This is being done on Illusion by Mystic Fabric. I love this fabric so much. If anybody wants to contact Mystic Fabrics and ask them to start redyeing this, I would be grateful because I would buy a yard. I love it that much. I love it. I love this modeling, the colors in it. Yeah, 40 count. And then the floss is Regal by Live and Die LA. Sorry, brain froze. My brain sometimes freezes. And then I have this Gloriana Ultraviolet in here, and I think I thought that I would use that for the word. Like, use this for the border and this brighter for the word. We'll see whenever I get back to it someday. Okay, next we have Una Owl by the Artsy Housewife, which apparently I started the day after I started that one, so I must have thought that the Artsy Fartsy sale needed 2. I did work on this year. Jen, from my friend Jen, hi Jen, from Jen's Fiberweb, did a Owl Be Alright sale in September. And I took out Una and worked on Una for that. And I also started another project, which you will see in a bit. This is Una Owl. Una is being done on a 46 count Be Stitch Me in the colorway Cold Foam. Also one of my absolutely favorite fabrics, colorway for fabrics. I love, love, love it. I have I've bought quite a few cuts of cold foam, and I chose my own adventure, it says, for the flosses. So I must have done a complete conversion. I see Cottage Garden Threads, I see Mo Sale Silk, I see Be Stitch Me Silk, I see Color and Cotton, but all close to the called for. I imagine I had some fun with that. Una Hour. Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio. That I didn't... Oh, I can tell you the name of Have the Lamb Stop Screaming fabric because it will be on here. Hold please. Murky. 40 count or 40... I think I'm using 46 count Murky though. Maybe 40. Murky. Halloween Quaker, Lila's Studio. Started in 2023 apparently for Halloween. How far am I? I am not using Murky for this. I am using... What am I using? Barefoot Needle Art in the colorway Pebble Beach, 40 count. It says some called for and some choose my own adventure. And that, my friends, is as far as I've gotten. We almost have a witch. Get it out every Halloween. Oh, I'll put that in my planner. Put that in my planner. I have very informal future endeavors. I don't say goals. I say informal future endeavors because I don't want to feel like a failure. And also, I mean, I wouldn't anyways. I just like to do what I want, whatever wherever my soul takes me that day. Follow your soul. Okay, next. Weaver's Birds by Magical Quilts. So this is a pattern that was, this is free. It was a stitch along on this website at one time. If you want the name of the website, please, or the link if it still exists, please let me know and I can get you that information because I do not have it written down. I'm pretty sure I have talked about this in many a Flosstube, and so you could also go back through my videos probably and find it. Sometimes in the description of the videos I will have like Sal's and then the names, and I may have put a link or a website. I'm not sure. I'm doing this on a 20 count Ada, and I must have won this from Be Stitch Me in a fight night, in a fight club night. And my floss is Flower Silk by Stitchy Box in the colorway Jasmine, and I love this floss. So 1/1 because it is a 20 count Ada. And boy, do I love stitching like a white floss on a dark fabric. I just love the aesthetic of that. And if I could ever finish anything, I've also come to the realization that I don't have to complete the whole pattern. Like, I have so many BAPs, so many big, awesome projects. Like, even if I just finished the top, I would be happy to have that as a finish. But alas, we will see. Fly by the seat of my pants. Hedgerow by Plum Street Samplers in December of 2023. This is being done on, I will show you the picture of the hedges, the hedgehoggies. Sorry about the glare. Hedgerow. One of her stacks. I'm pretty sure I own all of them because my intention was I'm going to do all of these on 56 count, 1/2, so that they are teeny tiny stacks and super duper cute. And this is as far as I am on Hedgerow. Some called for, some choose my own adventure. Looks like I am mostly using DMC And then I must have threw in a couple classic colorworks. So, finish a stack so I can move on to more stacks. Stacks and stacks, because they are all so cute. Barbara Anna. Oh, love Barbara Anna. I've acquired more Barbara Anna. So let's finish a Barbara Anna. This one is She Mad Hatter. She Mad Hatter Dreams, part of that series from Barbara Anna. There was a sale for a while, the She Mad Hatter sale. And there were many a stitcher participating. Many have finished. Some of us are still going. 46 count Leo and Roxy in Modeled Citizen. And I am doing this on, I am stitching this with Called For and Choose My Own Adventure. So a combination of my norm. Barbara Anna. Oh, just all of them. Oh, sadness about Creative Poppy shutting down. Oh, yay. Oh, well. Next, mini sampler. This is a work basket pattern. I believe this is the only work basket pattern that I have on the go right now, so that might need to change, but let's finish these first, shall we? These are the mini samplers, and I am working on the desert. This was a New Year's Eve start in 2023, so we are almost to 2024. I have fabric pieces for the other ones in here waiting, just waiting to be stitched. 46 count. This is, the desert is being done on XJU Designs in the colorway Terra Wood. And I'm sorry, the sun is starting to go. No, it got cloudy, and it's 4:23. So yes, the sun is almost going to be down in Wisconsin. And some Called For, some Choose My Own Adventure. Should have worked on that on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day yesterday, I was like, I need to pull up my New Year's starts from the last several years and work on them, because I don't think I finished any of them from 1991 on. Oh, my pattern fell out. So I should go through and on the day that I started, that's a good day. That's a good idea. That's a fun idea. On the day that I started, since I have like exact dates, I should pull out those projects and work on them. Even if it's one thread. That's one thread closer to a finish, right? One thread closer to a finish. On New Year's Day in 2024, I started the Tatrice journal, and I cannot tell you the specifics. It was on the Tirzine Initiative Instagram, but the design was by XMASRI. I'm doing this on so here is the pattern, and it was free, so it's the pattern, but it's also a picture. These are all Tatrice Palestinian needlework motifs. So obviously I started this to show my support for Palestine and the genocide that is still going on in Gaza, for crying out loud. And I had started it in different colors of Tudor silk, and then I said, no, I don't like that. And I went to a more cohesive red, green, and black to be in line with the Palestinian flag. So these are the colors of Tudor silks that I chose. So I was like pulling out motifs and restitching them. Then I fell off the wagon. I was doing one a day for a while in 2024. I was doing good. But I am keeping it, and I'm going to keep going because the horrors persist. Next, I worked on this yesterday. So many, oh, you're going to see part of my box because otherwise it's going to fall. It's very precociously balancing on this chair. Many a stitcher do a blessing sampler in January to bring them good juju for the remainder of the year. And when I was watching, I'm mentioning them a lot in this video, Justine and Shelly. Justine said, I'm going to try to get a finish because getting a finish is a blessing. And boy, did that resonate with my soul. It sure is a blessing to get a finish. So I had started this. Sarah, my friend Sarah from Mod Cross, she had started a cozy cabin stitching sale to, or no, actually a Finding Warmth sale for this specific pattern from Cozy Cabin Stitching. And I joined her in 2024. So I am going to try to finish this in January as my blessing sampler. And it would be a blessing if I got a finish. So I did another tree yesterday and some of this outline because I had already had all the words done in those bottom 3 or 4 trees. Called for and Choose My Own Adventure. No, this is all Choose My Own Adventure. This is Mystic Fabric Illusion again. I'll take a yard, please. 40 count. I love it so many things look good on this. So many. I'm thinking of Sprouting Lupine and some of her nature walks would be good on there. I'm leaving this one to the other side so that I can work on it again later. Oh, my birthday start in 2024. A cause, a culture, or a... And I probably didn't write it down. It was the CCC with Julie sale. Again, go back to that video. Basically, I said pick a cause that resonates with you. Pick a designer that designs in that culture. And do a pattern. This is Tree of Life by Yasmin's Made with Love. She is Polish by nationality, and this is a Polish design based on Polish paper piecing. So I am Polish. So that is why I picked it. And here is where I am at. And I love this. Again, this is another one that I may just have to do like one panel and be happy because I just don't know. We'll see. 40 Count Valor by Live and Die LA. Is that not just gorgeous? And it is DMC White Blanc. DMC Blanc is the thread. Nothing fancy. I remember going through a bunch of different whites and fancy floss and silk, and the one that looked the best on that was DMC Blanc. Sometimes the simplest choices are the most dramatic. Oddball Feather Pants, the third. Oddball Feather Pants. Oh, you need to come back out and into my life. Going through these was like, I wanted to work on everything, of course. Oddball Feather Pants, the third. This came in the Burb box in 2024 from Mislaid Pages, Jessie at Mislaid Pages. This is my friend Miriam's design. Oddball Feather Pants the Third, the best cross-stitch design name in history, and one of the best designs. So good. This is being done on the Called For, which was dyed for the Bird Box by Jessie. Thrive 40 count, and it is being done in the Called For Dinky Dyes that were also included in the box. There were amazing designs in that box, and I want to stitch every single one of them. But first, I have to finish Mr. Feather Pants the Third. because he does sure bring me joy. It is such a fun pattern and such a fun design. And again, the absolute best name ever. You win, Miriam. You win. Next is Some Good by Darling and Whimsy, February of 2024. This was a fundraiser for something. There's some good in the world and it's worth fighting for. Fundraiser for something. She had released it, took it off the market, re-released it as a fundraiser again, and I cannot remember for the life of me what. Cold Foam by B Stitch Me in 46 count, and I chose my own flosses for this. I have a tree. I have a tree upside down. I have part of a tree. This would also be a good blessing sampler. I can have two. If I finish Finding Warmth, I'm going to get out Some Good. Ooh, I also have a third. Maybe I can get 3 finishes this month. Maybe. Informal Future Endeavors. Eleonora by Night Stalker Calling for the tree. And then I was going to do the words in Tree Hugger. Very appropriate. Maybe I'll do it all in one and not burden myself with choices. Sometimes when you have too many choices, it just causes decision paralysis. Fish and Ships. This was my leap year start. So a bunch of stitchers started a BAP, a big ass project, big awesome project on leap year of 2024 with the informal future endeavor of being done by the next leap year in 2028. It's 2026 already. Holy Moses. This is Fish and Ships by Long Dog Samplers. I am stitching this beauty on Be Stitch Me Blue Moon. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to get going. Oh my gosh. Oh, seriously. But I have a blue-footed booby as a needle minder. Oh, my favorite bird. What am I using? Dinky Dyes and the colorway Natural. $20.28, huh? Okay, well. Maybe 2032. Maybe 2032 would be more realistic. 2 leap year sale. We make the rules. Always remember that. You make the rules. Garden of Zig. This was a stitch along with Erin and Amity started it, and this was so much fun. Everybody did the same pattern. Garden of Zig by Ink Circles. But we had to choose our own fabric and our own flosses, and we couldn't share. We couldn't tell anybody. We couldn't show it on our floss tubes. We couldn't post it on Instagram, and then they had a big reveal. Did I finish mine? No. That's why it's in my WIP Parade. However, it was so fun, and it was so fun to see everybody's. Again, look at this. Illusion by Mystic Fabrics. Oh, please, somebody ask them to re-dye this. Illusion by Mystic Fabrics. What did I use for flosses, you might ask? I will tell you. I have a Silks for You in here, a Color and Cotton, a Forbidden Fiber Co., and an XJU Design, probably a sample floss that I got. Oh no, it's a whole thing of it. Moss. So these were the colors that I picked. That complemented Illusion by Mystic Fabric so well. If anybody has any Illusion by Mystic Fabrics that you would like to part with, I will purchase it. Just let me know. I have not looked at our website lately, so maybe they do have it back. Maybe I could reach out and say, hey, if you ever re-dye that, and or Yeah, maybe if I look, I will know better if it actually still exists. But if you do have some, please let me know, or if you know anybody, or if you hear of any, like fiending. Stitch for Pride, March 2024. I got to March. I got halfway through March. D's 20 stitches. He is not doing Stitch for Pride this year, sadly. Uh-oh, I'm dropping things. But that's okay. Understood. Busy times, hard times, difficult times, challenging times. We all understand. Have to practice self-care. That is also part of mindfulness. Self-care. Take care of you. Do what you love when you love. Say no. Say yes. This was March. It was a sriracha bottle. And that's as far as I got. But there's January and February. And this is done on the fabric, again, dyed by Jessie of Mislaid Pages for the Stitch for Pride that year. And it's called Determination. Determination, Chris. Determination, Chris. Okay. Getting to the bottom of the box more. One of my favorite bags that I ever made. I'm a big Grateful Dead fan. My Dancing Bears. This is 324 Works by ABC. This uses 324 colors of DMC and teeny tiny motifs. Usually when I pull out and a forest grew, I will try to put a motif in here. I wasn't good about that this year again. But I did try to do that because And a Forest Grew has an immense amount of colors. Stone by Fiber on a Whim 20 count Ada, and obviously the call for 324 colors of DMC. I will continue that. It is fun. I have to keep it out, and then if I'm doing another project and I come across the DMC, or I can just pull one strand off the floss drops from my DMC collection and do a motif. It's literally one of those motifs doesn't even take a whole strand of floss. Uh-oh, things got mixed up in here. Oh, we go on. These 20 stitches again, and Uncanny Carry. Started in March. Oh, this was on Trans Day of Remembrance. We go on. $27.5 shades of gray. Oh, my first Kaylee tent stitch fabric. Can't believe it. And in the colorway, Mosale Scream. What happened? I was farther on a different fabric, I think. And maybe a different, I can't remember. And I wasn't enjoying it. So I started over. But I didn't write down like a restart date. So maybe that was the restart date and I just made a whole new card for it. That might be what happened. That is We Go On. Day Signs. Oh, Katie. This is a stitch along that I started with my friend Katie. She is the Peacock Stitcher here on Flosstube on Instagram. It is these super cute Tiny Modernist patterns. And I started with this one. The Llama. No drama. Llama. And this is where I'm at. Again, it's little. If I could just get a finish. I don't have a card in here, but I know that this is a 22 count. I dyed this 22 count fabric that I dyed to try to match up with Illusion. And I'm pretty sure that I am using some of the called for DMC, and a couple choose your own adventure. Day signs. Katie. Hi, Katie. I know you're done. Bird herd. Bird herd. Amity. Amity from the Hathaway Stitchers. She is Boomerang Stitches. She is a designer. She is an amazing person. I had the pleasure of giving her a hug at StitchCon. She had a trunk show and she came to get it, and Fanny and I met her in the lobby and gave her a hug, and that just made my day. Thanks, Amity. Good humans. Her and Erin both. They're just amazing good humans. In fact, the bag that I have this in, they gifted to me. They're just amazing good humans. Anyways, bird herd. Bird herd. OG bird herd. Okay. Hot Cocoa by Bee Stitch Me. 22 count? Yes. And I kind of did my own color conversion for this. That is where I'm at. Informal future endeavor would be to finish Bird Herd this year. Another place I want to put a bunch of bird related stitches is in my sunroom. I don't have tons of wall space. There's lots of windows, but it's bird feeders outside and lots of plants in there. So, you know, birds. I'll put birds anywhere in my house. Who am I kidding? Sunroom. Okay. In Praise of Pollinators by the Blue Flower. Laura from Lolity Stitches started a sale where she divided this out. I think it was 8 parts, maybe. Oh, I can't remember. And she hosted it, and I did not keep up. However, that's okay. Oh, Janine, I love her patterns. This is being done on Purple Rain by Barefoot Needle Arts, 40 count, Purple Rain. Oh, Stranger Things finale, that was sad. This is as far as I am. I am using the called for with 1 substitution, is what past Julie indicated on the card. Janine's patterns have a deceptively large amount of stitches. I oftentimes say, oh, that doesn't look too bad, and then I say, wow, I'm going to be stitching that for a while. But I love them all. I love them all. Okay. Darling Dang. I'm not saying that correctly, Miriam, and I do apologize in advance. Darling Dar. A tree that it comes and eats you if you cut down a tree without a purpose. If you just cut down a tree for no good reason, this guy will come and eat you. So stop it. Stop killing our forests. And that, my friends, is why it is right up my alley to stitch this. I don't know. Yes, I do. Huntress by Bee Stitch Me. And the floss is Balsam Fir, and it is a old school classic colorworks when they were Crescent Colorworks, and I had a bunch of these. So 22 count. Love it. That is a pitiful start from 2024. Oh my goodness. 5/10 of 2024. The day it came out. I have that written down as well. Last one in this box. Blooming Tiny Town. Light has to be right. Eyes have to be cooperating. And I'm going to have to turn on another light in here, unfortunately, because the light is... I am doing these, all the Tiny Towns, all of them. Whenever I get one done, I'm going to continue on to all of them. On a 32 count Lugana Bayou by Live and Die LA. 1/1. So they are teeny, tiny, tiny towns. And I love them so much. This is a little challenging. There's some specialty stitches that aren't very special. However, it's working out. I mean, you can't, it's so tiny. Like, who's going to notice that, right? This is Blooming Tiny Town. So this one. And I did a conversion to Tudor silks because 32 count over 1. I had to find a thinner thread. So, Tudor silk. Love me some Tudor silk. Always looking for floss, tiny stitching floss recommendations as well. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to trade out boxes and fix the lighting. This is the face you make when you realize you weren't recording for the last 30 minutes. Vapors is Atomic Ranch. My apologies. Yeah, I wasn't recording for the rest of this. So here we go. We're going to go quick. Oh no. Oh, it's a bird. I'll stitch it. Okay. Always Hope, Silver Creek Samplers. Nithya has also, she is Daybreak Stitchery. She's stitched this. You finished it, I believe, Nithya. Always Hope, by Silver Creek Samplers. I am doing this 1/1 on 32 count Lugana. It is just a Lugana. It just says lavender. So, 1/1 with Tudor silk. Tudor silk in the colors medium green and iris. And this is also a Hopeful in Blessing, Manifesting Good Things from the Universe sampler, January. Manifesting Good Things Universe sample. Always Hope. I like that better. This is... I had a significant birthday in 2025, and so did my friend Miriam. So we decided that we were going to pick a number of motifs based on that significant birthday and use patterns that we would not otherwise stitch and just take motifs that we liked off of them and put them all in one sampler. I have 4. I should have 50. So to be continued. But I'm trying to find things that are significant to me. So that was Jack when he was still alive. We lost him in November. Lucy, I'll find Ringo Luna, Natty, a dog that passed, Eleanor Pigby, a guinea pig that passed. So I'm not just picking motifs that I like, but also ones that I felt were significant to my life. The next project is Miriam Marumi Designs. This is Funky Peacock. And this is my thread end or floss tail, dragon tail. So what you do, the concept of this, Michelle Bendy Stitchy does this, is to take your floss ends when you finish a floss in a project, and instead of throwing them away or whatever, to save them. And I believe she just puts them right into her project right away. But I have a little basket full because I was really good about this, and then I kind of fell off that train. So, but I believe I have enough floss ends now and a tag that I could finish the peacock. Miriam's Magical Carpet Menagerie patterns work really good for this because they're monochrome. She likes to use like funky variegated floss colors, so works out really nice. I highly suggest. My New Year's Day start in 2025. Heartstring Samplery, His Eyes on the Sparrow. I fell in love with this. I wanted to stitch it. I think I stitched on this every day for like 3 weeks. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but this is a Lakeside Linen Bisque, 46 count. It was a special piece of fabric that I had in my stash that I was saving for a special project, and this fit the bill. And I am using, we got to get them out and pet them real quickly here. Again, Vicki Clayton, HDF Silks. My friend Jamie from the Pink Stitchers also started this last year, or maybe it was like in October of 24. I can't remember. She's stitching this also. Another long dog. I did put one long dog. I UFO'd one. I had messed up and I just couldn't. It is what it is. I can always do it again. The 7th Wave, long dog samplers. Jamie and our friend Mary, Be Crazy Mary on Instagram, and I started this together, and Mary made us these amazing, beautiful bags. Thank you again, Mary. I do not have the name of the fabric written down. I don't know why, but it's beautiful and it's blue, and I like beautiful and blue, and it actually, this is right side up. No, yes, nope. I am a top left starter. I'm a top right starter. I don't know where I started this one. That's crazy. Okay, anyways. The beautiful thread, glorious, soft, luxurious thread I am using is Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers in the colorway Caribbean Sea. Very fitting for a project named the 7th Wave. Oh, long dog. How I love thee. Don't we all? Ode to Libraries, Heartstring Samplery. Oh, I love this one. Again, hopeful to, when this is finished, put it on in my own library of thousands of books, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. Here is my progress on a, so sorry, Mystic Fabrics 40 count Miss Olympia. So close. So close. And I did some called for and some choose your own adventure for the flosses on that one. But they were close to the called for. I think I just substituted a few. Next is Slava Ukraini, because the horrors also persist in Ukraine. Long dog sampler again. And I believe this is just a 40 count even weave, and I'm using the called for. The good thing about stopping that my computer decided to take a poop is that I kind of have these memorized now. The other pattern in this bag is, I'm so sorry, Resist by Jen's Fiber, my friend Jen from Jen's Fiber Web. We were all feeling, feeling all the feels in 2025. So this is my Stitch to Scream collage. That's what I'll call it. It's a 22 count sugar cream pie by Stitch Me. And I just have some Stitch to Scream patterns. A Women's Day pattern, Community is Resistance, Eat the Rich. This is Cross Stitch and Painless Crafts. Designed both of those. And then Resist will go over here. And I have some other also Stitch to Scream patterns in this bag for whenever I feel like I need to stitch to scream. In this beautiful bag by Kaylee Tenstitch, The Wicked Witch of the West and the Flying Monkeys. We're all in our Wicked era. Is Disagree by Rebel Stitcher. I believe I took this one to StitchCon and got a little bit done on it. This is being done on a 46 count stone by Fiber on a Whim. And this is utilizing High Tide by Night Stalker's Calling. Love this pattern, love the sentiment, and I felt like it went well with the play/now movie Wicked, thus the bag, because of the sentiment. Next is the Burrow Tail Sail by Quaternion Creations. And I don't have a picture. It's completed. Mine is not completed, but it is completed. It's a completed sail. Oh, and I love it so much. I really adore her patterns. What am I doing this on? Saris by Under the Sea Fabrics. Oh, and my floss is sticking. And that is as far as I got. I took this to StitchCon and I really wanted to keep up, but alas, I did not. I picked 2 of my own threads, DMC 919, One of a Kind from Forbidden Fiber Co., and then 310. Thank you for being patient while I put everything away so that it does not get lost. Oh, Lola Crow. This year's Sal. Extraordinary Birds. 2 of her, the last 2 Sal's, Deadly Aquarium and Greenhouse of Oddity, are in timeout. They're there for the day that I decide that I want to dive back into those adventures, or after I finish this one, because this is birds. And I have the most progress on this. This is being done on a 46 count ledger by Stitch Me. And this is the farthest I've gotten on a Lola Crow sale in 3 years. And I adore it. And I love all of the birds. I love that she gives like a little educational synopsis on each of the bird motifs or plant motifs or wildlife motifs that she put, even a person motif that she puts into her patterns. I really do. I enjoy that. I like stitching and learning. Next is 100 Owls. This was started with Jen from Jen's Fiberweb for her Owl Be Alright sale in September. Jen also started this. This is Owl Forest Embroidery. I had already had the floss pack from Owl Forest, and the pattern is free. This is a free pattern. They have amazing free patterns. This is being done on Tundra by Mystic Fabrics, 40 count Verdal, and that's it. Jen, we should pick a day of the month to work on this to get progress, you know, or something. Owl Be Alright. What day would that correspond with? Next is a project that I started in a stitch along with my Women of the World. And I think we all did Nathnalu patterns. So I finished one, but this is a 4-part series by Nathnalu. And I don't have the picture of the one that I am currently stitching, but I did finish Spring Songbird by Nathnalu. And she has spring, summer, and then oh, wrong way. She has spring, summer, and then I'll do fall and winter in the purple because of the frozen tundra, like where I live. That is a 46 count Be Stitch Me Wild Bouquet. And I just loved how, and I got this at Welcome Stitchery, and they cut and serged this long piece. I think Jamie and I got a half or a quarter or whatever, and then they cut and serged it for me to do it like this, to have a banner. Right? That would be a banner finish. And I am using the called for colors. Almost done. Erica Michaels, Be Like a Crow. So Erica Michaels designs patterns that and gives you instructions to stitch them on 40 count silk gauze. over 1/2 stitch, 10th stitch. So I started it on fabric. This is a 22 count Dusty Cottage by Bee Stitch Me. But then I have silk gauze that I had acquired at the Welcome Stitchery. So let me take it back out of the bag for you. I wanted to attempt it. With silk gauze, it's full coverage, so you have to do all the fill-in for the background, because otherwise, obviously, you're going to see through. So, the jury's still out. I mean, I did a bit. The jury's still out if I love it or not, but if you wanted to place a bet on which I finished first, this would probably be the safe bet. The fabric would probably be the safe bet. There was a stitcher stitching on silk gauze at Welcome Stitchery one welcome weekend, and we were intrigued, and it was beautiful, and we all loved it. So Justine had some silk gauze, and we each got a piece so that we could attempt silk gauze stitching. The blue flower, Winter Woods Biscornu. This was her class this year at the Jingle Ball. You know where this is going. 40 count avocado toast. Kaylee 10th stitch. Love Kaylee's fabrics. Please go support her. Love her fabrics. You will love her fabrics. And I got so far. And I still have so much to go. So by next year's Jingle Ball, called for threads, because I got the thread pack. By next year's Jingle Ball, I will finish both of my blue flower Jingle Ball patterns and manifest it with me. And last, but very not least, I felt a little holiday spirit this year, and although I'm not really a holiday stitcher, this pattern that I've had kitted up probably since it came out, Great White Christmas, Boomerang Stitches, my friend Amity, the one, the only, the talented. I said, I'm doing it. I got this kitted up. I'm bringing it out, and I'm doing it. There's my progress. This is 40 count Avalanche by Kaylee 10th stitch. And again, we see High Tide by Night Stalkers Calling. And there are, like, you can go look at, there are people that finished this long ago in a land far, far away. Lollipop Stitches, gorgeous finish. There's people that have done it on, like, blood splatter fabric. It's great. And that's it. I did not do a New Year New Start this year. I worked, on New Year's Eve, I had 2 finishes that you'll see in a future video. And I did not start anything new yesterday. I worked on my manifesting good things project blessing. So that's it. Thank you for being here. Welcome new friends. I hope you enjoyed. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please find me. Have the best 2026. I wish you peace, joy, love, and mindfulness. If nobody's told you today, and even if they did, I love you. Stitch what you want, craft what you want when you want. Be happy. Peace.